Okay, fourth and final. Home stretch. If you could see my piles. If you could only see. Okay, these are the westerns and then the rest of the hodgepodge. And we will be done and call it a day. And then you can let me know of all 4 sagas, all 4 videos. Which ones that you have read, which ones you seem interested in, which ones that you think may break my slump, get me out of a slump, get me out of a funk. It's a life funk. Just any suggestions would be great. Which, by that token, I mentioned that to somebody that I work with, and she said, oh, try these. And I thought, I think my mom had those. So the last time we were at her house cleaning, she did have the first 8. So scratch that. She had 7. She was missing the second one. And I actually found the second one at the tent sale. But it's the At Home in Mitford, just the Mitford series. I think she told me she tried the first one and it was not her jam. Like it was too, I don't know if she thought it was too cutesy. Apparently this one was given to someone named Sue by Janet. Maybe that's my Aunt Sue. Maybe that's where she got them from. David and Janet. I think my Aunt Sue gave these to her. I could be wrong and it could just be a coincidence. But I'm not going to show all of them to you. But the first 8 of the Mitford series. Uh-oh. Showdown? Midnight Showdown? Nope. So I'll at least try the first one. And with these and any of the other books, if I try to read them and I don't jive with them, I have no qualms about donating them to a little free library. I would much rather do that than try to take them to a used bookstore and they say, oh, we'll give you like 50 cents a piece on them. By that token, I would rather somebody else enjoy them than worry. This one came out of a free bin. It's the first Trixie Belden, The Secret of the Mansion. Never read a Trixie Belden in my life. I know that there have been some people that were doing, I'm wanting to say a Trixie Belden, like readathon. I may be thinking of something else, but it's entirely possible. But that one will go back into a little free library. This one, also a little free library. The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. I had this one on my wish list and was tickled when I saw it. They are a little damaged, which makes me sad. Probably I'm sneezing. But I'll try to clean it. Got You Under My Skin. Again, little free library, Mary Higgins Clark. I'm not a huge Mary Higgins Clark person, but I will give it a go. This one I did find at the tent sale, 15 cents of Delightfulness. Could have been when I went and I paid $1 for it. She started off at $1 per book and then changed it to just fill the bag. But Stray City by Chelsea Johnson. This one sounds cute. It's basically, I'm not entirely sure if it was maybe that she was in her early 20s. Starts out in the late 90s. And basically this person, she decides she's questioning her life. She's a lesbian, but she's like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if she's getting family, societal pressures to, I don't know. So she has a one-night stand with a man and ends up pregnant, and the storyline progresses into she, has her daughter, raises her daughter, and when she gets older, starts to question, well, who is my dad? Like, if you're a lesbian, then what's going on? So it's supposed to be really, really funny, really cute. Could not pass it up, especially with this cat on the cover. Like, such a gingery, cute cat. Then we have Underwriting by Michelle Miller. Apparently, it says, what if swiping right is swiping wrong? So I'm wanting to say it has something to do with like dating apps. It came out of a little free library. This one I got at Goodwill. It's SPQR, History of Ancient Rome, Mary Beard. I feel like you have seen this in rotation on videos. Plenty. Needs no explanation. This one came out of the Little Free Library. It's My Heart May Be Broken, But My Hair Still Looks Great by Dixie Cash. I've read one of hers before. I think it's Since You're Leaving Anyway, Take Out the Trash. Let me look. Yep. And it was cute. So that should give me a chuckle. Planters, Pirates, and Patriots. I hate that word. Never say the word patriot to me unless you were talking about the movie. And even still, don't say patriot to me. Don't do it. Anyways, basically some ghost stories, I think, historical tales of the Grand Strand. So basically, kind of around Calabash, Myrtle. I love Myrtle. But basically those fun stories. Cat Who Came for Christmas by Cleveland Amory. I've had this on my wish list forever, so I will save this for end of November, early December, since I have completely missed out on Christmas in July, and not that I couldn't do Christmas in August, but this one came out of the Little Free Library. Something Must Be Done About Prince Edward County, Family of Virginia Town, A Civil Rights Battle by Kristen Green, which I'm surprised I had not heard anything about this. So I am going to probably put this one in my stack for nonfiction November. And then these are the last two. Yes, the last two from the Little Free Library, which I was actually surprised. They are terrible condition. I can take one up, but I'm not mad at it. I have Scythe and Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. So I'll just need the third one. And if you've read these, I feel like I've heard good things about it. I don't know that anyone has said anything terrible. It's normally not what I read, but I am open to trying. Okay, we're coming into the last two stacks. We have What Remains of Her by Eric Rickstad. This one is I believe, a psychological thriller. It takes place in a remote Vermont college town. And we have The Bucket List by Georgia Clark. This one basically is about a woman who has the gene for breast cancer. And so she decides to be proactive and have a double mastectomy. So it's her life, what she decides to do after this has happened, because it's not 100% guaranteed that you still won't develop something, but her fun bucket list. And then we have Pure as the Lily by Catherine Cookson. This is one of the Catherine Cooksons I was telling you about. And this one is his 1933 North England, just a romance. I like the deckled edges and that it's this bright lemony yellow. Apparently it was Patty's. Hope Patty liked it. Then we have I Live Again by Warwick Deeping. I almost said Deeping. And it is, I want to say this one was published in 1942. And it's 4 love stories related in a subtle way. The first is a footman's passion for a noble lady. The second is a great financier's passion for a Spanish dancer. Third is a scholar saved from passion. Why would you want to be saved from it? And the last, a young artist who finds love in the meaning of faith. I just liked that it was an old book that I can put on my... Hi, spider. There's a tiny spider on it. I'm just going to let him do his thing. I don't care about tiny spiders. If it's about this big, then we're going to have an issue. But that will go on my vintage shelf. I'm a little annoyed that she put a remainder mark on a vintage book. Not a remainder. She does double lines so that you can't resell them back to her. Whatever. And then we have Vanished by Mary McGarry Morris. That one is... They kidnapped some kid, I believe. Sorry I'm being vague on these. It's a lot of books. And it's... Trust me, when I buy them and stuff them in my bag, I'm not just like cover buying or not knowing what they're about. It has to pique my interest or be something that I would read. I have a terrible memory, so I can't remember precisely everything. This is Matters of Chance by Jeanette Hagen. And this one is 3 Decades of One Family's Pleasures and Sorrows. So this could be a family saga as well. Then we have The Binding Chair by Catherine Harrison. Subtitle is A Visit from the Foot Emancipation Society. So this one is Beijing, turn of the 20th century. Atonement by Ian McEwan. I had a copy and it somehow got damaged. I have never read it, but I would like to because I've heard people cry at it, or it's like one of their absolute favorites. We have A Woman's Place by Lynn Austin. This one is World War II historical fiction, and it is Christian fiction because it is published by Bethany House. I'm not mad at that. I just hope it's a really good story, but it's Virginia, Helen, Rosa, and Jean. So 4 different friends and their kind of struggles with the war and their families and their loved ones that are shipped off. We have The Last Town on Earth by Thomas Mullen. This one gives me Snow Falling on Cedars vibes. Like, for real. Anybody else? But I mean, kind of same locale because it takes place in the Pacific Northwest and it's loosely tied around the Spanish flu. We have Dietland by Sarai, if I'm saying that correctly, Walker, which apparently this is an AMC show I'm not aware of. I'll have to look it up, but apparently it is funny, heartbreaking. I think she goes to... some kind of underground, I guess it's like a, what do I want to say, community of women who reject society's rules. So more so of a body, what am I wanting to say? Body positivity kind of thing. We have The Secret Wife of Aaron Burr by Susan Holloway Scott. This one I loved the dress on the front and that it is a historical and that it is fairly chunky. Then we have Lost Empire. Actually, it's the last book, I lied, that I found in a little free library. It's the second in the Fargo series. But I do have the ebook of Spartan Gold on my e-reader, which is in the other room, and I'm actually actively reading it now. And then the last, and then we'll be done, and then I can upload. Excuse me. We have Daughter of the Deer by Joan Wolfe. This one is actually a historical that takes place in prehistoric France. Bet you that's not one you've read. We have The Creoles by Lee Davis Willoughby, which it's the 25th in a series. I'm not going back and buying the first 24, nor the ones after, because I think if I looked correctly, there are a total of 52 or 54. And I'm almost positive that you can just do these as standalones. So it can also qualify as a family saga. And then we have Franklin's Crossing by Clay Reynolds. And this one is a Western, which is very much giving me Lonesome Dove vibes. The color scheme, the fact that it is Texas, and that Larry McMurtry has a blurb on the front. So there's that. We have Voice of the Eagle by Linda Leigh Schuler. I don't remember if this is one that has some others, if it's number 1, number 2, whatever. It may be one that Thrift Books is, that I order from Thrift Books, the rest of the series. Again, it's like midnight, I'm not sure. I don't remember. Tolliver by Paul Hawkins. A fugitive doctor in a sweeping frontier saga of medicine and war. And I'm going to tell you the reason that I bought this book. Number 1, I kind of dig the color scheme. Number 2, I loved, and was obsessed with the show Deadwood. My dad and I watched it together, loved it. And if you know that there is the character of the same name, and he was a real SOB. And the guy on the front, like, totally kind of looks like him. I know that's blurry. So that's my legit reason for buying this. Other than it does, you know, sound good, but Tolliver. And I said that to my husband because he had not seen it. He had not seen Deadwood at all until a couple years ago when I had him sit down and watch the whole series, and he was hooked. And so I said Tolliver, and he knew exactly what I was. Like, oh, yeah. This one was a joke. And then when I read the little Cincinnati Enquirer's tacky review, I'm like, really? Buckskin Brigades by L. Ron Hubbard. Oh, yes, that L. Ron Hubbard. The one, the only. The nutbag. I bought it because it's a standalone and it is a Western. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a chance because it's 15 cents. It's a Western. And then I get it home. Like, I read the back of it. I'm like, okay. And then you're like, oh, the groans of scalped unfortunates. Are you bleeping kidding me? So, we have fires in our fireplace in our living room in the winter, so 15-cent kindling. We have Brother Wind by Sue Harrison. This one is, I believe, an Alaskan family saga. And I do have, I believe it's 3, so those on order. And it's got the blurb that it's, if you like sorry guys, the Clan of the Cave there, then you would like these. Last 3, we've got Golden Stud and the Mahound by Lance Horner. Historicals, the one is, the Golden Stud is New Orleans, and then the Mahound, I had to look it up. Like Mahound, it's Mahound. It's like Scottish, and he's like a, wanting to say a Klansman that comes to the United States. Like, he was poor, broke, penniless, homeless, basically, and he comes to the U.S. And the last one is Copper by Al Dempsey. Just a random Western. Butte, Montana. That's all. Did you expect to get not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 book hauls? Massive, ginormous. Is too much. Now I get the joy of restacking these for a second time. I'm not doing it tonight. That will be a task for tomorrow. But tell me if any of these pique your interest, be it from the first 3 videos or this video. If you've read any of them, if you recommend any of them. Again, if you have recommendations for Book Slump, I'm here for it. I just miss my books, and it like stresses me out that I will carry around, I kid you not, I've been carrying around the 2 of them like a binky or a security blanket. I don't care if I'm in a book slump, I'm still going to carry books around. And it annoys the bejesus out of my husband because I will sit them like on the couch or on the footrest portion of the couch or on the side table. Like there's always a book somewhere, and he's probably very annoyed with me that he always has to move my binky books. So tell me which book needs to be my binky to carry around until I can finally read it. Maybe tomorrow. Like today, I was like, okay, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna read, that's all you're gonna do. It's supposed to be a cloudy, rainy day. That's how you're gonna spend your day. No. My brain will not shut off. And if anybody out there, like, count yourself lucky if you have not lost a parent. But if you have lost a parent, or in my case, both parents before the age of 40, it's a feeling. I know you know, if you know, you know, of I'm an orphan, which is not true, but I'm an orphan, everything feels different, nothing feels right, even if you're in your normal routine of, laundry, cleaning house, cooking, errands, like something's not right. So I've been that way for weeks on weeks on weeks on weeks on weeks. And no, I'm not crying. Like, trust me, I've done plenty of that. I'm just tired. But if you know, you know. And if you've recently experienced it, I'm there with you. If you need somebody to talk to, even if they passed years ago, if you need somebody to talk to me, reach out to me in the comments. My Instagram will be linked. You can send me a message through Instagram. Sometimes it helps people to talk about it. Circumstances, be it that they passed suddenly, be it that it was an extended time period, being you play the games, the what ifs, the all of the different steps that you go through the grieving process. And I'm stuck somewhere in the denial, the anger, the just make it a fruit salad of the emotions. Like, I don't know. But I'm doing the best that I can. My dad passed 6 years ago, and it was rough. I feel like we had a lot of time to process because he went through his cancer over several years. It still sucked. With my mother, it was more sudden, but she was in the hospital for a month. So there was a grieving process started, but then you have the after effects of were the right decisions made? You didn't come here for this. Sorry. But if you know, you know. If you want to talk about it, I am here 24/7. Send me a message. Because like I said, it helps. It helps to talk, to have somebody that can relate, because sometimes you feel like you can't talk about it to the people in your life that you actually know and you see every day, because like with my sister, I can talk about it. But with other people, it's just like they get the fatigue of, okay, we've gone over this with you for a month. We don't want to talk about it anymore, or move on. I'm sure they don't feel that way, but that's how if you're an empath like I am, that's how you interpret it of, okay, we don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, get on with your life. That's beyond the point. I just hope that soon I can get back into reading and have that as a nice little escape. Be it one of the family sagas or a historical romance or reading Fried Green Tomatoes for the umpteenth time. But that's it. I think this was my longest one of the 4, and I hope that it doesn't cut cut me off. But I hope you guys are having a great reading week, reading month, reading year, have bought some great books, reading great books. But I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.